Wow. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy. Yes, sir. We back. We are back, baby. How is everybody doing? Hello to everybody, regardless of where you are around the world. I say hello, hello, hello. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Good day, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, morning, breakfast, midday lunch, late evening supper or dinner, wherever you are doing your thing. Hello to all of my people in Germany. Hello to all of my people in Canada. Hello to all of my people in the Netherlands. Hi to everybody in South America. Brazil, what it do? Hi, my folks in Jamaica, man. Everybody, I'm saying hello to you. I just wanted to, I feel good today. I feel good. And of course, y'all know I got to shout my New Orleans folks out. Wow, what's up, fam? How everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a tremendous day. Listen, if you don't know where you are and what you're doing, you are now tuned in to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. Yes, sir. I am he, your host. Today, we're having a remarkable, outstanding, and tremendous discussion. I got to use my ACT words today because we're going to be talking about money and education. Yep, I said it right. Money and education. And in some cases, the lack there is money in education. But we'll get into that later. But listen, guys, I'm uberly excited to just be able to introduce to you guys a friend of mine, my brother, my boy, my dog. He has been a absolute powerhouse in the field of education. Not just, most people just think, oh, he must be a teacher, oh, he must be a principal. No, he's done something a little bit different. He has elevated that level of standard to not just being put into a classroom, but actually being able to help classrooms. Guys, I'm telling you, he is an absolute master at what he does. He's around people, he's helping people, he's building curriculums, he's building boards, he's building schools. Listen, he's doing it all. He probably even helped y'all tie y'all shoes. So y'all do me a favor and help welcome to the podcast for the first time, not the last time, my boy, my friend, Mr. Jeffrey Mitchell. Jeff, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, man, what's up? I'm excited, man. That is one of the best openings I've ever heard. That's one of the best I've ever heard. At any time, anywhere, you're master of it, man. I'm excited to be here. That's awesome.
Listen, Jeffrey, listen, we get it in, brother. Look, you on Let's Talk. We don't, a lot of people may play them games, but listen, we getting it in. It don't matter. We might talk about Hennessy and education. No, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna talk about Hennessy.
hey, it might be some of that too, though.
Yeah. That's true. That's absolutely true. Listen, for everybody that's logging in, do me a favor. Go get something to take some notes with. For the person that's driving, please keep driving. Keep your eyes on the road. Please keep your hands on the wheel. But everybody else that's not driving or operating something that can hurt somebody, go get you something to take some notes with. I'm telling you, our podcast is going to be light. It's going to be fun, but it's also going to empower you because a lot of people are really, truly deep down asking, what in the world is truly going on in America with their education system? So listen, before I get into me and Jeffrey getting into these wonderful conversations, y'all know we have to do the commercials, right? So this commercial is brought to you by all of the social media platforms. Listen, go to all of our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Of course, you got to get the YouTube channel. Some of these faces I make, y'all, yes. And obviously, I don't say the last one, and another one is LinkedIn. Go there, subscribe, view, hit the subscribe button, turn the little bell on so they ding you when we upload a new video or a new post or something like that. And then also, go to my website, let's talk with StanleyDoucette.com. Go there, you can subscribe there too. We're on all of the major platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, on and on. You could go on and on and on. Y'all get it. We all over the place doing our thing and having a great time doing it. One of the things I want to share with you guys, and Jeffrey and I start talking about this, is I've been having some issues, not issues, but some issues was the education system, Jeffrey.
Yeah,
I'm mad as hell
I can understand.
because listen, we're gonna get into your business because y'all need to really, really get at Jeffrey about the business for real. But before we get into your business, Jeffrey, let's talk about this thing, man. Well, you know what? Before I do that, let me allow you to do this, please for me. Please introduce yourself to the family. Let them know who
Yeah.
Jeffrey Mitchell really is.
Hey man, I'm a lot of things, but probably tantamount to everything. I'm an educator. I'm one of those people that fell into education. I say that I fell into it. I was looking at a number of other things. I remember being in high school. I was in an educational development program in high school.
Okay.
I actually won an award in high school for what was called the teacher assistant program. I
A
won
teacher assistant
the
program.
teacher assistant program
So
was
you're the
instrumental.
one that used to bring the teachers to Apple.
No, I never did that, but I did have good teacher friends. I did.
Okay. All right. I'm just checking.
No, I didn't bring any apples. But man, I won an award. It was called Mr. Florida Public Service back then. And that was connected to the teacher pipeline. And I remember I had a teacher who asked me what I was going to do when I grew up. I told her I was going to be a doctor
Yes.
because man, doctors make, this is what I said to her. I said, doctors make good money, drive nice cars, and have good looking women.
Okay. All right.
That's what I said. And she was
Okay.
like, well, you got a gift in education. And I was like, yeah, but that don't pay.
It don't pay.
That's what I told her. I said it don't pay. So I went to school. I tried out the science thing. I took a class at Florida State called Baby Bio. It's the biology class before the real biology class.
Oh.
I worked my tail off and got a C.
Hey, look, hey, hey.
I went to see my advisor, and they were like, well, what are you gonna do? Because doctors don't get C's in baby bio. And I was like, well, I do like this and that and others. So got a degree in sociology, got some things, psychology, African American history, religion, a number of other things. But I started working as a coordinator for minority student recruitment.
Okay.
And what we would do is we would help kids in minority areas. Now, what a lot of people don't know about colleges, minority areas aren't just Black and brown. Minority areas are also rural areas.
You better preach on it, sir.
They're
I'm about to
also
get the ham and organ out.
So they would send me to all throughout the Southeast to all these different minority areas. So I would go everywhere from Miami-Dade County in the heart of Liberty City, all the way up to a place like Withlacoochee, right? Which is this small farmer area with ain't nothing but a bunch of folks in big trucks, right?
That's right.
And flags hanging off the truck. That's it, So in all those different areas, I would go and I would help these kids learn just at this point, just about FSU and how to go to FSU. Well, I got tired of that. I was like, why am I just talking to these kids about this one place when I have this wealth of knowledge? I met all these people across the Southeast. Well, I can teach these kids how to go to any school they want to go to. Anyone they want to go to, I can teach them. Right. So that's when I decided to go to the other side and actually become a teacher. I went from being a coordinator of curriculum to being a director of technology to being I was a basketball coach. I've been the assistant principal in charge of discipline. I've been the assistant principal of operation, and I've been a principal. All those different things led me to what I do now, which is educational consulting. And we help people start schools. We help people write curriculum, since I've done those things, start their businesses when it comes to school.
Let me ask you a question. I know you guys do something like from the board of directors. Y'all build the board of directors, or y'all teach it, or how do you get into the whole board of directors joint, if you will? So if I'm starting a 501c3 or C6 or C59,316, what, how do you build it? What goes into that?
That's good. That's good. So yeah, we do all of the above when it comes to boards. We can do anything from building your board, to just organizing your board. So what comes into that really is for us, we get normally founders come to us, people that are saying, hey, I got this idea. I want to start this program. We have a need for this educational program or this school or whatever it is, but they come and say, I don't know how to do it. That's what they say. And we go, well, okay, we know how to do it. Let me help you do it. And one of the first things we help them understand is, well, we got to organize because we want to be a nonprofit and you got to have a board. The biggest piece, man, biggest piece of these schools is having a board that works.
Oh, well, hello.
Lots of people want to be on boards, but they don't want to work.
Yeah, man, I want my title. You know, I want and wait, Jeffrey, if I'm wrong, I want to be a voting member.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I want to have a say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in some cases, I want my money.
Yep. And listen, the thing is, so now we're talking about these independent schools that we work with, but even in the county governments, it's even bigger in the county governments. People run to join those boards. Man, I'm going too far. People run.
No. We on Let's Talk Today, dog. We listen. We're about to turn over. We're about to turn over the roaches. I'm telling you.
Listen, many people run to join those boards in the county governments just for power and prestige and money. That's really it. Many times, many of those people are not trying to actually do anything when it comes to education. It's a stepping stone for the next thing. So I'm gonna be on the board of education or this county board that runs the schools so that I can then run for state office. And then when I get there, I'm going to run for this next office. And that's really, so many times we got people on these education boards that are running your schools that don't care at all about education.
Man, you know, that's so powerful. I'm glad you said that, because when you start talking about this, right? And I know we're talking about money and money and politics, money and education, but politics play a hell of a role in how much money you get.
Absolutely.
It baffles my mind. So how deep is politics in the education system?
Politics, so as deep as we see politics and everything else, it's even deeper in education. Even deeper in education. We can look at the state of Florida right now, right? I know we're in Georgia, but look at the state of Florida right now. In the state of Florida, the governor has done some things that has sincerely hamstrung teachers and sincerely hamstrung schools, where he said now, of course, they got this thing, they call it woke legislation or whatever it is, but basically he's told these people they can't teach history if it makes people feel bad. That's basically it.
So wait, so I got to step all in through and all around this one. First, shout out to Liberty City. Shout out to Dade County. Let me say this. Broward County, I see you down there. Let me say this, right? If we're talking about that, oh wait, I don't know why. Shout out Aunt Donna. Hey, Aunt Donna. I know she's gonna be like, oh, he said like, yep. Hey, shout out to you over there in where's Aunt Donna? In Hudson. Hey, Aunt Donna. But here's I want to say this, right? Seriously, when I say this, how does it then make Hispanics, Mexican Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, Indian Americans feel because certain people have done certain things wrong in the education system, stole money, all of those other things, and then now saying, oh, well, we're not going to teach you the history because I don't want somebody to feel bad. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you, which is why our kids end up going to schools and don't feel included. So you end up in the school and don't feel included. And who wants to be in any place where they don't feel included? Who will thrive in any place where they don't feel included? So then they end up in these groups, these societal areas, if we think of as a school is. A school is a small society, basically, right?
Yeah.
So you think of the small community, the small society of the school, that I'm already a part of a larger society where I might not feel as comfortable in the larger society, but now in the place where I'm supposed to go get knowledge and learn and be better, because one of the keys to us being better is knowledge,
That's
right?
right.
Knowledge is not power. I tell people that all the time. Knowledge in itself is not power. The application of knowledge is power.
Say it again, brother, because if you don't put the verb in there, if you don't put the
Application,
verb in there,
that's it. Knowledge by itself is useless. What good is knowledge by itself? The application of knowledge is power, right? But you have to garner the knowledge to then apply it. And if you're in a place where you don't feel welcome and in a place where they won't teach it the right way, then how do you get the knowledge? How do you get it so
that's absolutely right. So let me ask, what are some of the budgets for like schools, right? How does that work? I mean, I know you got to go through the school board and all that stuff, but how does that work? And what I'm getting at, really, if you're gonna be honest, I'm getting at the teacher salary. Shout out to all my teachers out there, right? Why are we not paying teachers? What in the entire whole hell are we not paying teachers? What is that about?
So budgets in all of, well, I won't say all, but most counties are based on the schools, based on per pupil allowance. They call it per pupil allowance, millage, which is property tax for a lot of different places. And then depending on how they come up with whatever formula they come up with at the state level, that trickles down with a number of other things to the county level. And then from the county level, they parse things out to schools. They set schools up in different places. They do all those kinds of things. So at the state levels, they look at a bunch of different things, and then they set a per pupil allowance. In many cases, in many places, it depends on where you're at. I won't say in many places, but you can see anything from $6,000 a student to, in some places, you get up into Boston, New York, and some of those areas, you look at $15,000, $20,000 a student.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you bring that back down to the level of, okay, well, I have 300 students, right? 300 students, I'm gonna pull out my calculator because I can't do that in my head.
You pulling out the calculator?
I'm gonna calculate it because I want to talk specifically about it to help people understand. So let's say I got 300 students in my school, right? And I got $6,000 per student.
Right.
That's my school. I got $1.8 million.
Yes.
That's my base budget, $1.8 million. Well, you're gonna get some other things. There's some lunch allowance that you'll get, which is about $2 or $3 a kid. Not $2 or $3. It's $2 or $3 per day per kid. Like, so you'll get that. Right. You'll get some other allowance for kids that's got special needs. You'll get some other allowance for those kinds of things, which may take your 1.8 million up another $300,000. So you talk about $2.1 million, right? Okay. That's what you get, $2.1 million. Now, if you got 300 kids, depending on what school, what kind of school you're running, elementary, high school, those kinds of things, you got 300 kids, you're going to need a staff, bare bones, a staff of about 30 people.
Okay.
Bare bones.
Right.
So we got $3.1 million. 3.1 million. I mean, 2.1 million.
2.1. Okay.
$2.1 million.
This is getting good.
And we've got 30 people, right? That we need to pay based on that. Now listen, you say, well, that sounds good. That's $70,000 a person. We have not paid lights. We ain't paid rent. We ain't paid mortgage. We ain't paid no utilities. We ain't bought no books. We don't have anything.
Hey, the cheerleaders don't have their pom-poms. I mean, just nothing. The football team don't have no equipment.
We got books. We got nothing. We got that's it. That's it. So then when you put all that stuff together, I mean, man, they're really, the budgets are so bare bones because we don't take any money. We don't take enough money out of millage and those kinds of things. So look, if I'm paying my property taxes, don't take pieces of my property taxes for other things. If it's supposed to go to education, give it all to education.
Well, see, I'm trying not to go there, but it baffles my mind for somebody to say, well, we're going to keep that 1 cent tax for millage, and all of it is going to education. So my question is, if you're telling me now all of it's going to, well, where in the hell the rest of it went?
That's right.
Wait a minute. Wait, wait. You bamboozled me. So now you're making these back end deals, right? And all. Wait. So now little Johnny or little Jane in school with no books or used books that's been there for 43 years.
Yep.
And you got all of the highlights all the way through
everything. Pages.
Yes. With no money. So now we're not paying teachers. Clearly, we're not paying the administration. And now you have a deplorable work condition because, let's be honest, who really wants to go to work, teaching or whatever it may be, and you're giving people less than what they deserve, right? But then turn around and say, oh, we got the best education system in the world. Are you kidding me?
Man. So not only just pay, but like that pay is indicative of how we even feel about education. Yes. In the grand scheme of the system, right? Yes. The grand scheme of the system sincerely just doesn't care about education. I mean, education has become, for the most part, it's become a backroom deals, like you said. It's become prestige and power. It's become money-making schemes. It's become a number of different things. I mean, there's all kinds of, and look, I run a company that makes money from education. I'm not, hey, I get it. But for the most part, the kids have not been, and they've kind of lost they've gotten to the back seat. They're not the main priority anymore. And that's
no, not at all.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
So, and I'm trying not to go into the political stuff on this. I don't want to tackle that today.
I got you.
So now let's kind of, I don't want to say switch gears, but that's just inside of that vein, right? Now we know how this money's starting to come to these schools. Well, now that the economy is all upside down and doing cartwheels and flips and on restoration and all this other stuff, how does that now, we already, like you say, we already bare bones, right? Because we still haven't hired somebody to cut the grass for the football team. So we're bare bones, right? We still need somebody to sweep the gym for the basketball game tomorrow.
Absolutely. Somebody
don't have that.
Bus. Somebody still got to fix the bus. Somebody like, yeah.
So we still don't have that. So now how has the economy affected? We was getting 2.1. Has the economy affected the 2.1 and now it went down to 1.8?
So this is what happens. They give an incremental increase. So every year there's always a small, they never really go back and it doesn't stay the same. There's always some sort of small increase, just a little. So that 2.1 may become 2.15. right? But it becomes 2.15, but we just had inflation go up 2%. How is the school supposed to keep up?
That's right.
How is, when cost of living is going up 1% or 2%, and I can't get that working,
right?
Then what am I supposed to do? How are teachers going to ever want to stay in the classroom?
That's right.
I gotta buy food, meat costs more, gas $5. Like what how?
No, you're absolutely right. So when you're saying that, and a lot of friends, of course, both of us have a lot of friends that's in education. They're doing a great job. Here's one thing that horrified me. I'm not going to call the school out. I'm not putting people on blast today. Catch me next week, though. You never know. So they literally, I want you to hear this. They literally had students bringing their own toilet paper to school. Yes, sir. I'm telling you from what I know. I'm not saying, listen, Jeffrey, you my dude, you my mans and all. I'm not talking about what I heard. I'm talking about what I saw. with my own two eyes, toilet paper, some wipes, just those things, right? And I was horrified by that. So now we're saying, get this, the teachers don't have construction paper. They don't
Yep.
have scissors. They don't have glue. They don't have markers. They don't have the dry erase markers. They don't, all of that stuff they need to operate the classroom. They don't have that. So now, out of, let's just say, the $70,000 we paid them a year. By the way, that's a year. That $70,000 we paid them a year. Just think about this. Now you have to dip into your money.
Yep.
Just to go teach little Johnny and little Jane.
Yep.
Help me, Jeffrey. Help me.
They say, this is how they get you. They'll say, oh, well, no, you're going to spend your money, but we're going to give you this thing called a teacher lead stipend.
Oh, fancy.
Teacher lead stipend. Guess how much the teacher lead stipend is for you? And the lead stipend is for you to buy materials. Guess how much it is normally?
Oh, I'm real scared. $50.
No, it's a little more than that.
500?
About 125.
For the whole, wait. And that's for every student?
No. That's one. Every teacher get about $125 teacher lead stipend. Depending on where you are, that's about it.
120. What?
And that's supposed to be for you to get things that you don't already have in your classroom.
Look, glue, scissors, construction paper, markers. I can Crayolas, depending on what school you're. I can go on and on and on.
Yep.
And then we wondering why we falling behind with development of new and incoming talent, right? Why certain people are leaving and going elsewhere to get the education, and on and on and on. But we're here, but yet we have these political people saying, but I don't want you to teach history because I don't want you to feel bad. Well, let me ask you, Mr. Governor. Let me just ask you, do you feel bad if little Johnny or little Jane was your nephew or your brother or your sister or your cousin or your children, and they came back with a 1.0 and they couldn't get construction paper or toilet paper? How do you really feel? I mean, come on, man.
Right.
We're talking about educating the youth. And okay, so I'm not going to stay there because it's going to frustrate me. So with that being said, now let's kind of push forward, right, in the conversation into what, as I call it, just new blockbuster cutting edge things that you're doing in order to help these schools, private schools, public schools, what do you call them, parochial schools, all of these fancy terms, and everybody want to do this. And do you see let me ask this, do you see an uptick in people now wanting to start their own schools first?
Yes, absolutely. There's been, in the last 5, maybe even 10 years, but these last 5 for sure, there's been a huge uptick in people who want to start their own kinds of educational programs. And a lot of it's because the schools that kids are in are inept, and it's leaving them in a way where the kids don't get what they need to move forward. So people are saying, look, if we do it this way, or if we do it that way, or I can do this better, or this is the idea I have. So there's so many more. Absolutely. It's been a huge jump in that.
So let's get, again, we're talking about monies. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but I need this to be as brutal as possible, because most people say, oh, the teacher's not doing their job. And oh yeah, by the way, this just popped into my head. So let me get off this detour real quick, and I'm gonna get back on the interstate. But let me just take this detour 1 second. Parents, stop beating the good teachers up because your child didn't do their homework. Stop it. Okay, let me get back on interstate now. With the monies, how is the monies? What do you have to do with monies in order to start those schools, those projects, a private school or whatever? Is it just grants? Is it loans? Is somebody writing a check? What's going on with that?
It's a conglomeration of things. So it depends on the kind of founders. So I've worked with founders who are billionaires, and they fund everything themselves. I work with founders who don't have a whole bunch and have to find different ways to make it happen. Depending in certain places where you are and the type of school you start, there are some grants available. Especially if it's a charter, there are a lot of grants available for charters, not so much for private schools or parochial schools, but lots for charters that get started. So you can get money in that way.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. But let me ask you this. It just so for all of us that's a little slow. We not on the education side. Can you explain to people that we hood. We a little hood, right? So what in the world is a parochial school, a charter school, a public school, a private school, a Catholic school, all of those. So we all on the same page. Just want to educate the fam, for real. Because I know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because they got a couple people out there was like, well, what is that? Okay, I got you, fam. I got you. We got you. We got you.
That's good. That's good. I'll start with charter because right now you probably hear a lot about charter schools, right? That's become a huge buzzword. It's become a huge fight in different places. So charter schools have to be in most places. I can't talk about every state. I can talk about the states I work with. And all the states I work with, they have to be, which is all my states are Florida, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, the Carolina, all the southeast basically. All right. So those states, charter schools have to be public nonprofit. All right. Public nonprofit.
Oh, and that's the charter schools.
That's the charter school. They have to be public and nonprofit, which means that they can't discriminate. They can't, like, all those different kinds of things, and they can't be about profit. Now, people will bring up the fact that there are these charter schools that are for profit, which really isn't true. What normally happens is that these charter schools get started and then they find a management company to help them manage the school, and the management company will be for profit.
Okay.
That would be, and the charter school pays the management company to help them.
And then somebody go in the back door, and get their check. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My apologies.
But for many management companies, that is the case. I've worked with some that are not that way, but for many, that is the case. So that's a charter school. Charter schools, they're called charter schools because they have to be chartered by the area in which that they are operating. So in some places that's the state, in other places that's the county or district that they're in. And now in some places you can get chartered by the university in the area that you're in if it's a state university. In some places. So things are changing in different areas, but that's what a charter school is. It's still accountable to the state educational system, but it's accountable to the regular metrics and whatever metrics the state comes up with, but they can meet them however they want. Whereas if you're in a normal public school, you have to meet them the way the state prescribes.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of people want to do charter school, because you still get funding from the state like a regular school does, not as much, but like a regular school does. So that helps with funding. And then you can teach your kids however you want to teach them, whatever curriculum you want to use, whatever way you want to make it happen. If a hybrid model, however you want to make it happen. The only issue that happens is that you do still have to meet the state standards, which you can meet them in any way you want, but that's charter.
Okay.
So then I said private. Well, private school is just that, right? You can set up a private school however you want. It can be a private for-profit company. There are schools that are run by private for-profit companies. There are schools that are private nonprofits. Private schools can decide that they're going to be all entrepreneurs, all about business, all about sports, all of whatever they want to do, they can do, and they do it themselves. In the end, they have to meet some guidelines of the state. There are minimal stuff, and the minimal stuff really is that kids are moving and basically growing, and that kids are safe. Those are the minimal things that a private school has to meet, and that's private. Right. And then there are different types of private. So that's what a parochial school is, basically a private school, but it's a religious private school, parochial, right? And there are many different types of religious private schools. We've worked with, and for our company in general, we've worked with from Catholic private schools, parochial schools, to Baptist. We're working right now with a group that is Jewish. and they're trying to
That's
start
good.
Jewish schools in different
Mhm.
places. So all those things would be considered parochial, private, those kinds of things. But they again can teach their kids however they want. That's why many you'll see Christian and Jewish or Catholic. That's why they start schools, so they can teach kids education, but then they can also teach them their parts of religion. So that's
Now,
how it goes.
that's good. So now that we have the definitions and all of those things, and we see how people are literally just really trying to give the bare bone minimums of money, let's get to your company and how you guys are revolutionary with what you're doing, and whether setting up the proper infrastructure, the proper tax systems, all of
Mhm.
those things to make sure that they're solid. Talk to us about the company, brother. Talk to us, because some of the things and some of the people that you guys have helped have literally changed their, I don't want to say change their charter, but changed how they do business, and now they're thriving.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had a number of different clients, from clients who already had schools going that were declining, they were status quo. They come to us and say, hey, we got to do something different. And we go in and we help them. Of course, we normally start with some sort of think tank with the powers that be at the school, the board, the principal, those kinds of things. And hey, what do you want to do? What are your thoughts? What do your kids need? And from there's some assessments and those kinds of things we do. And then we start putting things into play, right? Then we start deciding, well, this part of the curriculum doesn't work for what you guys are doing, or this needs to be hybrid model, meaning that you're doing some of it in class, some of it you're doing at home, or maybe you need to look at project based, or maybe these you need to accelerate in this place. There are many different things that we're doing. One of the issues with education in general is that it becomes so prescribed that
Yeah.
there's not room, when we see that change needs to happen, for change to actually happen. That's one of the things we love that we get to do at our schools is we don't get hamstrung. We don't get stuck in one place. We are always looking to grow, make it bigger, make it better, and individualize what needs to happen for each kid.
Yes.
For us, anybody we work with, all of our schools we work with, one of the first things I say when they come to us is you have to care about each kid. It can't just be your program. You got to want to make sure that your program is going to work for each kid that you have. And
That's
now, if
right.
it doesn't, and if it doesn't, that's no problem with saying to a kid, hey, what we're trying to do, maybe this isn't the right space, because every fit ain't the right fit.
Boy, you speak. You need to just say that to a whole bunch of other people. That's good.
Every fit ain't the right fit with our own kids. So we have 4 kids. I've got one right now in private school. I've got another at a select public program. It's a public school, but they have a program at that school that's select. Got one there. Two
Okay.
others that were in normal public schools, right? That's what they needed at that point. So for each one of our kids, we look to put them in the program that fits them. My 2 little ones, now they're going to private school because the program they were in, they did fine, they did well, but it's not accelerating them. It doesn't fit them. So I have to find a better program. Every school does not fit every kid. It
That's
just
right.
just
That's
doesn't.
that's right. I was talking to my mentor, and we was just discussing some stuff, nothing deep. And I remember we was just talking about that, like certain students, right? They should go into private school. Certain students, should go into a charter school. And some you can be like, oh, you can throw them in a public school, they're gonna be fine, right? But it depends on the personality and what will be best. And I think you're spot on with that. I think you're spot on. So listen, I know you continuously do different things around the country and all of those things. So what advice would you give to, whether somebody wanting to start a school, a principal that's listening, a teacher that's listening, or whoever, right? Just what's some advices that you can give to them about getting their coins, right? Making sure they have what they need and all of those things. So what are some advice you would share with them?
Man, that's great. I'm gonna start with the teachers and principals because I've been there. I've been there. I sat in those chairs. I know what it feels like. So I'm gonna start with them. Teachers, all my teachers in the classroom, all my principals, assistant principals, listen to me. Get out of the box.
Ooh,
Get out of the
Ooh.
box. Please get out of the box. Your kids need you to get out of the box. The
Wow.
box is only going to keep them and yourself in a place where you're not growing effectively.
Yes.
Got to get out of the box. And if you don't know how to get out of the box, man, there's all kinds of podcasts. There's different conferences. There's all kinds of things. Just look for something different than what you're doing and get outside of the box. Shucks, reach out to us. We do training and all that kind of stuff to help people get out of the box. That just you got to there's nothing in that box that you or they don't already know.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that's you saying that. I was just gonna ask, do you guys offering training courses? But obviously you hey, got training courses, teachers, principals, APs, hello, right there at your fingertips. Speaking of that, Jeff, how can they get in touch with you? How can they get in touch with the company? Because there are a lot of people that need some assistance. So how can they actually, get with the company and make some things happen?
Yeah, man, we are open and you can reach out to us. Our website is www.thisisfyg.com. F as in Frank, Y as in youth, G as in God, FYG. This is FYG.com. You can reach out to us there. You can call us. You'll find our phone number on there. I'll say it here, 813-704-0619. You can reach out there, and then info@thisisfyg.com. Any of those ways you can reach us. We are also on LinkedIn. You can reach us up there. We're on Facebook. You can reach us there. We're on social media platforms, all those kinds of things. But yeah, we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to help you. We'd love to come do a training. We'd love to help your board. We love the ideators is what I call them. My ideators, my founders. We'd love to help you turn your idea into a place where you become a founder. We'd love to do that for you.
Man, that's listen, I mean, just pop in my head. Do you write grants or your company write grants and all of those things?
Yeah, there's no way for us to get these schools off the ground if we don't. So yes, we do have a part of us in our company and part of our consultants that help us write grants. And one of the ones that we always write for our schools down in Florida, the ones we work with there, it's available there. It's available in some other places, but they get started with a $500,000 grant that we have been successful at with all of our schools.
Hey, can I get $500,000? Holla at your boy, man. Holla at your boy. Now, that's extraordinary, man. First of all, congratulations to you and to Dr. Mitchell as well. I know you guys are doing an amazing job, of course, with the kids, the business, the community. I know a lot of people don't know you're a pastor, and I can go on and on and on, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. But listen, pastor or not, I don't care right now. It's the time of the segment of the show that we got to say what it do to my New Orleans folks. I don't care if you high on the cross right now. But listen, at this moment, we got to get it in, baby. So listen, you got to shout out all my people in New Orleans. You ready? I'm going to do it first.
Okay.
You follow behind me. You show you ready.
You show me what to do, I'll follow.
All right. You ready?
I think so.
Okay. Wow. Come on, Jeffrey. Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Wow. Is that it? Did I get it?
Listen, I'm gonna just say we gonna work.
Oh, come on, man. I thought I got it. Can we try? I'm gonna try again.
All right, wow. Go ahead. Do it again.
No. Okay. All right.
We gonna work on it. No.
Okay, we'll work
on it. Listen, family. Y'all shout out Jeffrey, FYG, the FYG company. They're doing an amazing job. They're doing some powerful things. So please reach out to them. All my educators, all my principals, APs, and just people that's really interested in building their own school, whether you are a massive church and you want to do it, or whether you're a storefront church and you want to do it. It doesn't matter if you just somebody that's wealthy and want to do it, or somebody that just have a vision. Yep. Reach out to FYG, reach out to Jeffrey. Tell them Stanley sent you. They're not going to give you a discount because I don't want them to. But reach out to them anyway to make sure you're on the right path, right?
Yeah.
Guys, listen, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. Jeffrey, thank you again, brother. I truly, truly appreciate you. Tell the missus I say what it do.
Will do.
And now we're about to take it off. We're about to get on back to these streets. Jeffrey got to go preach a sermon and help some other people be educated. And I'm about to go take this thing to the street. We're about to have some fun. So listen, I appreciate y'all, family. See y'all next week on Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. Get in touch with me. Let me say this. If you need to get in touch with Jeffrey and you can't remember, just email the show. Let's talk with StanleyD@gmail.com. Again, that's Let's Talk with StanleyD@gmail.com. LETSTalkwithStanley, as in David, @gmail.com. Get in touch with us. Shoot us a message. You want to get in touch with Jeffrey and his team. I'll make sure y'all get together and then y'all go from there. All right. So family, let's take it on to the street. Let's get on out of here. Jeffrey, thank you again, brother. And we out. Let's take it to the street. Let's go.